welcome back to my channel. My name's Melanie and I make videos about living in Copenhagen. Now, I'd hoped that I wasn't going to do many more of these videos, these updates about COVID, but you know, it's the world we live in at the moment, so I thought I would do an update about the changes in Denmark. Now, today is the 17th of September, and from today, when you go into cafes and restaurants, you need to wear a face mask. This is when you are at the counter, when you are ordering, and when you sit down, you can take your face mask off, obviously, to eat and drink. This morning, we went in to get my son's breakfast in Magazine, and they have a Laukehus bakery downstairs. Now, you don't need to wear a mask anywhere else in Magazine, but you do in there if you are sitting in. So we had to go to a specific counter to order the food. We had to wear our masks. She had to put a mask on just to serve us in there. So that's the deal from today. Other things that have come in, like a lot of countries, they are somewhat blaming nightlife, young people going out and about spreading the virus. So the nightlife is kind of being shut down a little bit here, so you cannot, bars and restaurants and everything have to shut at 10 o'clock at night, so that you know, people aren't getting drunk and letting their boundaries down a little bit and spreading it around. And the other thing that they've said is that they want people to have social bubbles. Now, they're not being super strict in the sense of, you know, like enforcing this with fines or anything like that at the moment, but what they're saying is for the autumn and probably going on further, that they want people to organise with themselves a group of 5 to 10 regular contacts that they are seeing on a regular basis. Now, you have to decide who they are and then you stick with that bubble. It's not covering work colleagues, school, that kind of thing, although if you are like in high school and you're older, they are trying to say to you, try and stick with the same number of people, like under 10 people that you are having regular social contact with. And what that means is socialising, you know, being close to, as they gave the example of somebody you would sit next to on the couch. So you're not going to sit next to your colleagues on the couch necessarily. And also workplaces have been told if you can work from home until the end of September. I think they said the 22nd of September. So I'm going to pop my mask on and I'm going to go and grab a coffee and see how it works in there. And later on today, I have a routine appointment at Hvidovre Hospital, and I'm not sure what the mask up situation is there, but I'm going to take you along to the hospital with me as well, to the coffee shop and on the public transport. And I'm just going to put my mask on now, and I'm going to let you see me put my mask on, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the mask that I'm wearing. Now, before I go in the cafe, I'm going to mask up. Now, I think we all know what we're supposed to do when we're putting masks on, but just to make sure that nobody puts in the comments that I'm doing it wrong, I'm going to spritz my hands to make sure that they are super clean. I've just been in the pharmacy, so I have spritzed them in the pharmacy just now, and I haven't touched anything apart from my camera since. So there, my hands nice and spritzed. Here's my mask. So put him over my nose. I'm going to adjust. Now, one of the problems I have with this mask is that I have a funny ear. The other problem I have is it messes up my hair, but anyway, I have a funny ear that sometimes fights against the mask. So let's do the mask up again. So there we go. I'm going to pop my mask on. I'm sure you can still see, look, funny ear fighting back. So here we go. I've got my mask on. Now, this isn't a sponsored post. However, I have been gifted these masks from a company called Bag of Ethics in the UK, and we've got a really bad light here. Now I've got my mask on, I can move away. Yeah, I've been gifted a set of 6 masks from a company called Bag of Ethics. They're a UK-based company. Now, this isn't a sponsored post, as I say, but I am working with them. I've written an article for them about mask wearing in Copenhagen, which I will link to below, so you can read that. And in exchange for writing that on their website, they sent me some masks to wear. And they very kindly, until the 20th of September, there is a code that you can use. Again, I'll put it down below. If you live outside the UK and you want to order some of these very attractive masks that I have, they have a code there which means that you can get them with free international delivery. So do check that out if you're interested in these masks. I can show you some of the other colours as well that I have in my bag. This one is my favourite one. I love this one. They're all designer, the fabrics have been designed by well-known designers. I can't remember which one this one is, but there are lots of different ones, so they're really, really quite cool. They're very soft on your face, so do consider getting hold of them with the code that I have below. But now I'm going to go up to the coffee shop and get myself a coffee and see what the signage looks like in there. It's a beautiful day in Copenhagen this morning. As you can see, the skies are very blue, but after a few days, as I said, of warm weather, it's now pretty cold, but it's very autumnal and I love the autumn. Now let's check out this coffee shop here. I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee. Now they've made their own signs outside, which obviously are in Danish, but I can tell you what they say. It says that you must wear a face mask when you are standing, and walking guests should wear a face mask. Sitting guests do not need to wear a face mask. And they've also got a sign up here, which is a police printed out sign that they've printed out themselves, and it tells you how many people can be in the cafe at any one time, and it's 45. And of course we've still got all the old signage, you know, if you stay at home, if you feel sick, etc. So let's go in. I'm going to go and grab a coffee in here. Right, I can take my mask off again now. Yeah, I went in that coffee shop, and it's one I've never been to before, and it was really cosy and nice. I liked it. And they let me have my coffee in my keep cup. But he said that everybody's been fine. They've all been coming in wearing their masks. The man behind me just sat down with his mask on there. Obviously he's going to take it off now he's outside. But yeah, they didn't seem to be having any problems with people adhering to the rule. So just a quick update on test centres. Now, testing is quite a controversial subject. I read in the news, you know, a lot of countries are really struggling with that. But here we seem to be doing okay. We've got 2 new test centres, one in Örebro and one in Valbo. And then there's the massive tent one by the main hospital, in the Royal Hospital, and also some of the others. And there's one at the airport as well. The system is fairly straightforward. We did actually ring, because my son was sick a week or so ago, we did ring to find out if he should get a test. They're saying under 12s, it's up to you. You can take your under 12 for a test, but they're not saying you must take an under 12 for a test. And what happens is once you've rung, they give you like kind of an authorization. You go onto a special website, and I'll link all this stuff below. You go onto this special website, you sign in with your NEM-ID, and then you there's so many street cleaners here. Do excuse me with the background noise. You log in, and it says that they've put on the system that you can go for a test, and then you click on that and you book a time and a test centre. Now, we didn't send him for a test. He was fine. He had a bit of a cough, bit of a headache. Kept him at home until he had no more symptoms, and then for an extra 48 hours, which is what is recommended, and he was perfectly fine. There have been no cases in his school at all, which has been brilliant. But yeah, so you go on there, you test, and I've heard that people get their test results back fairly quickly. There was a bit of a backlog of having to wait a couple of days for some tests a few weeks ago. I'm not sure exactly what the situation is now, but from what I can hear, it doesn't seem to be a problem with testing in Denmark and in Copenhagen. We went through the airport. There's a test centre at the airport where you could go. Now, it used to be a drop-in one, but now I think unless you can show that you've arrived and you have a boarding pass or whatever, then you have to go through the regular system. So if you're a Danish person, you go through the regular system. But I had a bit of a beaky, a bit of a nose at it yesterday, and the queue seemed to be going down very, very rapidly. There was a woman with a very distinctive outfit on, and when we went out to look at the queue, she was probably about 8 people back from entering the tent. And then when we got up and I looked down again, because you can see it from the metro station in the airport, when I looked down again, she was just going into the tent. And that was only a few minutes. So it seems that it's going down really, really, you know, the queue seems to be going down fast. There doesn't seem to be any kind of hoo-ha about the number of tests that are available here. And it seems that anybody that wants to get a test can get tested at the moment. So if I'm honest, I feel a little uncomfortable going to a hospital. I don't know why. But you know, we are in a situation now where our positive tests are rising. We have, I think, over a certain, I can't remember the exact number, over the kind of threshold that they think is a bit of a worrying one, and also there are like kind of large pockets of people testing positive, which is never a good thing. And it's starting to creep up a little bit in the hospital, although we're still just in double figures and low double figures of people in hospital, and even lower figures of people in intensive care. But obviously there is a lag between increase of tests, positive tests, and people in hospital. So that only time will tell with how that goes. Now, I'm down in the metro, and I want to show you this advert saying remember to wear your face mask on the metro. Now, I am really curious, and I have no idea why they've chosen 2 goths to wear masks, to encourage us to wear masks. Now, is it goths, they think goths don't want to wear masks, or we don't expect goths to wear masks? They've used goths before on something else in their advertising campaign, but I find it amusing, but I also find it slightly incongruous, why goths? Perhaps somebody can tell me, perhaps you can leave a comment below, perhaps you work for the Metro and you know why that they've chosen goths, but they're everywhere. There's another pair of them here, the same pair obviously, there, and then we've also got general signage around the Metro. Over here you've got just guidance that's telling us to travel safely, and you must wear a face mask or a visor in all Metro stations on Metro trains, wash your hands often or use hand sanitizer, don't travel if you are ill. And every so often you'll hear an announcement on the Metro telling us, remember to wear a face mask when travelling on the Metro. So there we go, let's head down. There's lots of signage everywhere, and some of the bigger stations, they've got signs up saying, you know, keep left, so that you're not all kind of bunched up together. They've got rid of some of the things that they were saying at the beginning, you know, how many people can be on the escalators, and not how many people, sorry, how many people between you on the escalator, but that's changed slightly. But just as a general aside, isn't this a lovely station? It's one of the new ones on the ring, and it's Ehrling, which is where you've just seen me, and I'm going to hop on my train, and I thought I would just show you what it's like here. Right, now I've got off the train, I'm at Copenhagen main station, still masked up. As I mentioned earlier, you can see along here that we've got kind of a one-way system, so we're walking this side, everyone else is walking the others. More signage about wearing masks. Now I will probably walk up onto the concourse and just show you what Copenhagen main station looks like. But in the mornings I'm choosing to catch the train to the airport. It's quite close to where I live, and it does mean that the train is fairly quiet. I can get a seat, I can do a little bit of my work on my phone when I get there, and also, like I say, it's really quiet, and it's also quite a quick way to get home. But I'll show you what the concourse looks like, how busy it looks like here, and then we can jump on the train. So here we are, this is Copenhagen main station, not the busiest station in the world at the moment. You can see that everybody walking towards me and around me is wearing their mask, as I am, apart from that man over there drinking his coffee. Funny story, I was on the Metro and there was a man eating a bag of chips, you know, like fries, and he was sort of pushing them up underneath his mask and eating them like that. But it's interesting to see if what signage people have up in the shops here as well, and what you're meant to do. Let's see what Joe and the Juice are saying. Over on the corner here we got a bakery, and we got a juice, Joe and the Juice, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, and they've got their own signage up. They're saying, attention, it is obligatory to wear a mask in all restaurants, bars and cafes. Love, Joe. And one of the messages that I see time and time again here, and you can see it up there, well, there's a weird reflection, take care of yourself and of us, and everything, you know, even the signage that the public transport have put up, it's all about let's look after each other. It's still that very positive thing. And there you can see over there it says, I'll go around. It's saying take good care of each other. It's a bit gloomy here. Take good care of each other. Remember to wear a face mask on the train, all stations. So the same signage, it's everywhere, it's the same thing. And over here we've got a really cool hand spritz one. I've not seen this one before, where you, I'll put my coffee on the top of it and show you. So it's got a foot pedal, put my hand on the foot pedal, and I've got spritz on my hand, so that's brilliant. That means I'm not actually even touching anything. I wonder if they're going to have them in other stations, maybe I'll find out. Right, welcome back. This is the second part of this video. I've just arrived at the hospital for my appointment. As soon as you get off the bus, there is a sign that is telling you where to go if you need to get a coronavirus test. They have a map here. They have a foot clinic for coronavirus testing, so you can walk to that one. And then there's another one around the other side. Not sure what that means, I'll check that, but I think that's probably the driving one. So yeah, you can see the dotted line is the walking route to go up to the test centre. And there's a nice yellow sticker there that's saying you are here, and then there's the testing centre. So I have a little bit of time before my appointment, so I think I might walk up there and take it. So here we are, this is the coronavirus foot clinic. So you walk through here, you follow the signs down here. It's so clearly signed. You're not going to have any confusion about where you need to go. Now I'm making sure I'm not filming anyone as I'm going around here, but again, more signage showing you where it is. And here we go, there are the tents, and this is where you need to go to get your coronavirus test done. There's also a toilet that you can use, which is great. So you can see here that you've got separate windows over there with ladies and gentlemen, nurses, there testing. So I'm guessing that you go through this section right here. Yeah, you do. You go through the tent, you follow it round, you go into the tent here. Now you do have to arrange to have come to have your test done before you arrive. It's not just a drop-in place. So you're going to go around here. It says there's no photography, so I'm going to stand back from where I am here. I think I've probably shown you enough of what it looks like. So there's the tent you go through. There are presumably people in there that take your details. As I say, I can't film it. And then they send you to one of these windows here where you've got people, medical people, visors, masks, all suited up, doing the test, and then off you head from once you've had your test done. Those people over there look fairly happy. I won't film them because that's a bit rude. And there we go. So that's Witherall Hospital Testing Centre. Not busy, no huge queues here, and I'm going to go and have my appointment. I'm wearing my mask because I'm not sure whether I should do when I'm around the test centre, but I will do. So it says waiting area, make sure that you stand back. But as you can see, no queues, lots of empty windows. So that's a thumbs up on testing here at Witherall Hospital. Well, I'm back from the hospital now. I picked my son up from school and we come back, and it's a gorgeous golden hour as the sun's setting here, and it's a little bit chilly. But the hospital went fine. There wasn't an expectation to wear a mask everywhere in the hospital. I did wear it when I was in the corridors, and it was up to you if you wanted to wear them then. And in some departments, depending on obviously a risk analysis, they were deciding whether they were going to ask people to wear them or not. And it was very clearly stated on the doors before you entered those departments. I went to the ergotherapy day patient thing where you just go in and you see a doctor and then you leave. It wasn't busy in there. They didn't ask me to wear a mask. They said that there was enough space and there was few enough people that it wasn't a problem, but it was up to me if I did want to wear one. And they asked also not to enter the department too early before your appointment. So very positive experience at the hospital, felt very safe, and it was great. It was no problem at all. But that's all for this video. I hope you found it interesting and useful. I'm going to continue to make COVID updates where it's relevant, and I think that's probably going to carry on for a while. But I'm also going to be making more videos about different things about life in Copenhagen, different places. So I do hope that if you're not already a subscriber, you'll consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any new videos. And of course, there's the bell button, and also a thumbs up if you've found the video useful and interesting. And until next time, bye for now.